Forces of Ukrainian democracy have struck Kremlin agents again. Former serviceman of National Guard of Ukraine was sentenced to 9 years of jail for a phone call to the Russian embassy. According to information of court of the city Chernigov, the man have asked about Russian citizenship in the embassy. Also, he have bought a wristwatch with title FSB in the Lubyanka.ru online market. 9 years for the phone call and wristwatch is very democratical, isn't it? Same time, Chief Military Prosecutor of Ukraine Anatoly Matias have reported that 72 frontier guards will jail too. The reason is support of separatists. Ukrainian law is hard and merciless. But what is this? Ukraine have denied official Georgia's ask about extradition of former Georgian President Mikhail Saakashvili and former Georgian Minister of Justice Zurab Adeyishvili. Remember, Zurab Adeyishvili is a subject of Interpol search, a so-called Red Alert. We had 72 separatists in Frontier Guard, 1 punitive operation, 2 violated Minsk agreements and a full government of US-controlled foreigners. Not that we needed all that for the building democracy, but once you get locked into serious US orders, the tendency is to push it as far as you can. Ukraine's Security Council has agreed to call on the UN and AU to deploy a peacekeeping mission in the war-torn eastern part of the country. We hope that Verkhovna Rada will also support this decision regarding an appeal to the UN and the AU on the deployment of a peacekeeping contingent in Ukraine, said Alexander Turchinov, Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine. Turchinov believes peacekeepers should be stationed not only at the demarcation line, but also along the uncontrolled part of the Russian-Ukrainian border, which is now controlled by the People's Republics. The fact that the idea to deploy international peacekeepers in Ukraine violates new Minsk agreements don't worry Kiev government. The Minsk agreements have just been reached. In line with these agreements, the Donetsk and Lugansk republics can set up their own militias, and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe is tasked to monitor the zone of disengagement. Russia's permanent representative at the United Nations, Vitaly Churkin, said in accordance with Kiev's move. Kiev's plans give grounds to doubt its commitment to the Minsk agreements, added he. Though the violating of agreements and bluntly betrayal are natural actions for any Ukrainian government, even if there is no government but only bandits leaders on this territory. For example, the famous leader of Ukrainian nation according to Kiev version of history, Hetman Ivan Mazepa, betrayed Russian Tsar Pyotr I during the Great Northern War. Hetman Mazepa and his Zaporizhia Cossacks violated agreements with Russian Empire and went over the side of Charles XII on 1708. Then organization of so-called Ukrainian patriots, UPA UNSO, collaborated with Nazi Germany during the World War II. The interesting thing that Ukrainian patriots were mostly taking a part in actions of punitive battalions of Nazi Germany. So the idea fights against civilians and flee from real clashes isn't new for supporters of Kiev regime. Apparently, it isn't the whole list of Ukrainian betrayed. But it's enough for acknowledge Kiev regime and its US-backed troops just repeat the history today. We thank our information partners for help with spreading this video news. Subscribe to our channel to receive up-to-date information on the situation in Ukraine and current geopolitical events in Europe.